Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us today on Baby Talks. Today's today is International Women's Day, and the theme for um, this year's celebration is invest in women to accelerate progress. And because you know, I just launched a new initiative, digital literacy program, and it kind of made sense to do a live event, even though I don't have a lot of subscribers or followers yet. But I know that in the future, I get to see this and I'll be like, wow, this is my first event, right? As a woman, celebrating Women's Day, and just launching a digital literacy program, it makes a lot of sense to want to talk about investing in women, to accelerate progress, right? And then to talk about the role of digital literacy to what it means to the empowered woman, what it means to women, and the role that digital literacy would play in accelerating the progress of women. So, guys, we'll try as much as possible to make this a short one. At the same time, make it rich, so that we'll be able to discuss everything that needs to be talked about. Concerning the subject. Again, happy International Women's Day. It's a blessing to be a woman. It is a blessing to be an empowered woman. And it is even a much more bigger blessing to be a digitally literate woman. So I am DigiLit because I am a digitally literate woman. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Again, I'd like to talk about my initiative for digital literacy. It would not be, it will be an honor to talk about, this program I just launched. Although I did a very quiet launch on IG, where I posted a very short video introducing the program. And I'd like to talk a little about it as my introduction to this particular live event. So DigiLit Hub is my latest initiative, and the mission for this particular initiative is to provide accessible and engaging digital literacy solutions that empower individuals and organizations to harness the full potential of technology. And the vision for this initiative is to enable digital advancement through digital literacy solutions in a rapidly evolving world. We all know we live in a world where there's innovations and evolving technologies. There's a lot of changes in the tech space, and not just in the tech space. We have a lot of changes in the workplace. Not just in the workplace, we have a lot of changes in the home. We have a lot of changes everywhere you go. You find one or more innovation, an innovative technology to make, to simplify processes, to make life a lot more easier for people. And this, thankfully, is the beauty of technology. Are we ready for technology? Are we really ready for the innovations that the world will be throwing at us, in the coming years ahead? Are we ready for the workplace? Are we ready to use, to explore, that what is it, what is available in the industry, in the market where you're trading, where you're doing your business? Are we digitally ready? You know that a lot of the time people miss out on opportunity because they do not have the right skill. This is why DigiLit Hub, begun, so that we can help people to harness the potential of technology in their different walks of life. So guys, join today as we introduce to you DigiLit Hub, your one-stop place shop for all things digital literacy. And today, because it is International Women's Day and we're talking about empowering women, investing in women, why not? Why not talk about investing, in women through, digital literacy and programs like mine? Yeah. So it is a worthwhile initiative. It is a worthwhile venture, and I'd like to elicit support and hope that I am that digitally empowered woman that makes the change that I really want to make in the world. Yeah. So, invest in women to accelerate progress. Last year, the IWD 2023, I think the theme was centered around digital, breaking the glass ceiling, helping women to participate more in ICTs, whether in the use or in the creation of technologies. We talked about how the importance of digital technologies to the role of women in the different walks of life. I was opportune to speak at an event last year's IWD for an organization where they wanted to showcase different women in tech and how much work that they've done. And I think one of the things I focused on in my talk was the importance of empowering a woman or the girl child. I think I started from the point where you're empowering the girl child to become an empowered woman, with digital skills. Now, I know that empowering the woman does not just rest alone on empowering them with digital skills. You want to talk about empowerment in entrepreneurship, empowerment in their health, their well-being. There are many ways you can empower women. But when we consider the world that we are in today, you want to look at it that, okay, the world that we are in today is, ever changing, ever evolving. And, there are so many untapped potential, so many untapped resources that people can harness if only they have the right digital skills. That is why, and I spoke about the importance of digital skills, empowering girls, to go for STEM courses, empowering girls to learn tech skills, and then empowering girls to participate in the tech space. Investing in the woman really means empowering the woman. To be honest, that's what it means for me, because what you're doing is you're giving her what she needs to progress. I mean, investing in the woman to accelerate progress. You're giving her the tools that she needs, that she requires to become empowered, in wherever walk of life that she finds herself. So, this year, whilst the team is investing in the woman to accelerate progress, the focus for the year or for this particular discussion is on inclusion. How much inclusiveness, is important to getting women to becoming empowered. Why is it important to invest in women? So you want to look at it from this aspect. So before I go into investing in women, digital literacy, and all that, let's also look at how the importance of investing in the health of a woman. So there are a lot of SDGs and initiatives, geared towards, improving or investing in the health of women. And I'm particularly grateful and, for this because it has made a lot of, a lot of changes or a lot of improvements in the health and well-being of women. I was part of a project, a cancer research project, for women. So I think they were studying risk factors for women and how we can how um, I think family relationships, past families. If you come from a family where someone in the past has suffered, has had cancer, and what are your chances? What are your risk factors that makes you go? I think that project was a sponsored project, and it opened my eyes to a lot of things, and then to other projects that are geared towards the health and well-being of women. So thankfully, there are a lot of work that has been done in investing in the woman's health, but I'm sure that there are a lot more to do to invest in. Like there are topics in health that are not fully explored yet. We've talked, I think, concerning the investing in the health of women. A lot has been done for cancer, fibroids. A lot has been done for fertility. Talking about preventing unwanted pregnancies. Women who are going through the gestational period, and all of that. There's a particular subject that needs to be explored in great details, and maybe more investments to go into that. Let me just suggest this. So PCOS. So PCOS is a condition that we have really overlooked, concerning the health and well-being of women. And I feel like a lot more investments needs to go into PCOS, like providing, support for women with PCOS, researching more into the condition and seeing how we can improve the lives of women that struggle with PCOS. And then another way we can empower women, talking about, I think I've covered health and well-being of women that should be put together. Let's talk about family life. So there's a lot of investment that has been done and is, yet to be done in the issue of investing in the family life, the role of a woman in family life. So women play a very integral part in family building, right? And nation building, of course. I feel strongly that when you talk about nation building, you want to talk about the woman, because the woman is behind, raising up children. If a woman and her husband, per se, I'm saying a woman is behind raising up children, not because it is a role specifically for women, but because most of the time women are, most of in our country, in our environments that we find ourselves, a lot of the time women are solely responsible for raising children, because men can be, even though there's a role that men play, women usually do the most when it comes to raising children. In essence, that's what I'm trying to say. Nobody should. So, right. In the home, in family, a lot needs to be done concerning the welfare of the woman as a home builder, as a helpmate to the man, as they would say. We've seen where women are marginalized in their homes, in their families, in their marriages, where women are being women are not able to, express themselves, express their power, because they've been, pulled down by, family life. They've been pulled down by, spousal factors, or, child raising children, childbirth, and all of that. And I feel like some investments need to be done in creating awareness for how women can, whilst they are participating in these, home and family-based roles, can be able to fully express themselves, their potentials, regardless of, the environment they find themselves Women need to be encouraged, women and their spouses so need to be encouraged more to to support, be have support systems that would help them to cope with the challenging role of raising families and children. This earlier this morning, I had a chat with a few friends on Naya's space, and we talked about it was in the conversation was around the IWD conversation, and I said something about, I think, talking about women's participation in politics. I talked about how most of the time what you really need is you, not necessarily them or other people. So if you want to relate this to investing or empowering the woman who's raising a family, who's building a home, it all boils down to you. How much investment have you done on yourself? How much do you know to be able to alleviate your suffering? How much do you know to be able to save yourself from abuse? Most of the time, women go through all they go through because they lack access to the right information. You want to get women to access the right information, and you can do that through the use of digital literacy. With digital literacy, women are able to access the right health information, the right information regarding abuse and domestic violence. Women have the right access to information on how to improve the way they raise their children. It all boils down to you. How much are you willing to put in to ensure that you are family life, home building is not slowing your progress, it's not limiting you. Rather, it is, how well are you able to rise above the challenges that you're facing in family life and, making yourself, come out like the phoenix that comes out of the fire. Also, talking about the role of women in homes, I will not forget the role of the men in their lives, talking about fathers, talking about brothers, talking about, male colleagues and friends, talking about spouses. A lot of the time, they have, a huge role to play in protecting and investing in the woman who is building a home and who is raising children and who is, managing her family. So another importance, of investing in the woman is getting her to be to have a balanced role in family life and in the home. And then let's talk about investing in the importance of investing in the woman in the workplace. And this conversation is one that is very loud because we've heard a lot about women, being trampled upon so that they are not, reaching the heights of, the peak of career. And also, thankfully, we've seen a lot of women thriving, a lot of women doing big things in different walks of life. That one is really sweet. It's really sweeting me in my heart because some time ago, I was going through Twitter, and I saw a letter from Disney. I think an application letter from a woman to Disney. Disney, the Disney that we all know. Years ago, that was the time where women were not allowed to participate in certain roles in the workplace, and she was applying to be a cartoonist. And the response letter really threw everybody off balance. And the response goes to us that, oh, sorry, we are happy that you are applying, but this role is not meant for women. We are hoping in the future that if you are interested, there are other female specific roles that you can apply to. Otherwise, we wish you good luck in your endeavors. And I saw a couple more of these applications and rejections that women have experienced. That is just one side to it. There are a lot of things that women could not do in the past, and now we see women blazing trails in these fields. We see women doing so well in surgery, in medicine, in tech, in science, in business, in different walks of life. You see women at the helm of affairs in big corporations. That's to tell you the journey, that has started a long time ago. So far, so good. We are starting to where we have bridged the gap, to an extent. Does not mean that the gap still does not exist. There's still a gap, and this gap still exists because of a few uninformed persons in the society who still feel that women should be relegated to the background. So a lot of investment still needs to be, to put in the workplace to see that a woman is empowered to be her true self and to express her true self. So talking about the importance of investing in the woman in the workplace, let's talk about making her positioned to, as making her positioning her, to expressing herself, to, seeing her value and giving her the opportunity to, take that value and make something out of it. In the workplace, we've seen that a lot of disparities still exists. And now I am a product manager, and I work in a tech company with in a male-dominated team. Really, a team filled with male designers, male developers, male implementations and testing and all of that. Male. And guys, from a personal point of view, this challenge that women face in the workplace doesn't only come from men alone. No. It also comes from women like us a lot of the time, because I have experienced, where a female colleague trying to put me down such that, I'm not staying, for the real value that I give to the company. So a lot of the time, these disparities, are not just placed there. These challenges are not just put there, by men only. It's a collective effort from different. So the issue is not gender specific, really. It is about, an individual's point of view. You understand? So in a workplace where a woman is supposed to, thrive, where a woman is supposed to grow, and somebody's trying to limit her because of a personal aspiration or because of a personal resentment towards her gender or towards her for some reason, can be some of the issues that women go through in the workplace. Let's not talk about women not being given the chance to shine because they have kids and they have families they need to take care of. This is a big issue that needs to be invested in. A lot of awareness needs to be created in this regard, where women with children are given some certain level of room to grow regardless of their responsibilities back home, and then some room for her to be able to carry on those other responsibilities that she has. That is you making the woman digitally empowered empowered in the workplace. Investing in the woman in the workplace involves much more than talking about it, calling on the men to give women opportunities. I think that is changing drastically, although a lot of work still needs to be done. But women in the workplace needs to be given the chance to thrive despite the other challenges or the other responsibilities that they have, talking of responsibilities from home and what have you. Also, again, finally, I'd like to say this, right? It all starts with you as a woman. So nobody would do this for you. Nobody would empower you but you. First, you have to feel empowered, be empowered, feel as though you need to be empowered, feel as though you are ready for empowerment, feel as though this empowerment, you know the value, such that when somebody else empowers you, when you know the value of that empowerment, you're able to use it, to do big things. That is what it simply means by it starts from you. It starts from your belief system. It starts from what you want. It starts from how you see yourself. It starts from what you want for yourself. Let's talk about the importance of investing in women in business. I will not want to forget that. So, women in business. First, before I talk about women in business, let me go down the route of women and their power. We always hear people talk about women and their power. When people say women and their power, they're talking about what the abilities that these women have, to do unimaginable things, big things. You get a woman's power, stems from the fact that she's able to pull through regardless of challenges. She's able to thrive despite the fact that there's been a lot of challenges, a lot of inhibitions her way. Take, for instance, if we go back to the issue of how far women have come, in the workplace, where there's been a lot of restrictions on the women's, expressing her God-given potential. And she still fights through, the ceiling. She's breaking barriers. She's coming out, trying to make her way in the world. That is the woman's power. A woman is a producer. A woman is also a consumer. She's an innovator. That is, what a woman's power is. Women are a resourceful economic agent that, every day they keep proving that they can succeed regardless of whatever barriers that they face. That means to say that, if the woman, does not do what she does, if the woman does not have the input that she does or the influence that she has currently, the society will suffer. That is the power of a woman. I'm not going to talk too much on the power of a woman because it is a very complicated topic that if you decide to break it down in pieces, you would see that it stems from all that she has gone through. She's like the seed that you plant in the ground and then she just bursts forth and germinate. There are barriers, but she's coming out anyway. And she's making the change. She's providing food, she's providing shelter, she's providing love, she's providing care, and then she's using her talents to, build society. That is her part. So when we talk about the importance of investing in women, and we talk about investing in women that are in business, we need to talk about how much economic importance women, or the role of women in the economy of a nation. You've seen women in market women, for instance. Do you know how much is being generated from the market? I'm not saying that we only have women in the marketplace. I'm just saying most of the time these markets are mostly dominated by women, right? And they are generating millions and millions of naira every day in revenue from their activities in the market. These women are doing the unimaginable. We see women now breaking into businesses that normally, are mostly male dominated. And these women need to be empowered to succeed in such, an environment. That is what we mean by investing in the woman in the business sphere. One of the things that, you can use to invest in the woman in the business world is digital literacy, digital skills. A lot of the time, these women are running businesses, big businesses that could even be bigger if only they have access to the right skills that they need to grow their business. I'll say that again. Some women or most women are running big businesses that has the potential to grow even bigger if only they have the access to the right tools that they need to make their business more inclusive of, the changes that is in the world. These women need digital skills to, to market their services. Thank God for um, the work that a lot of women are doing on social media. You see women using social media to break, through in their various work, in their various businesses. And it sweetens my heart to see women using technology to facilitate growth for their businesses. And there are other tools, digital tools that women can use to even become bigger. Like there are opportunities not only in this country, outside the country, that with the right access to information, a woman can just, shoot and make her business even much more bigger. So come to think of it, yeah, empowering the woman who is in business also involves empowering the woman with digital skills. Let's put that aside so that we can continue to talk about other things. So we've talked about investing in the woman to accelerate progress. We talked about the importance of investing in women such that, they can, become empowered to do even more in the different spheres of life. We also talked about the importance of inclusion, yeah. And then we talked about the importance of investing in women. We talked about that, yeah. We talked about whose role. We've not talked about whose role. So let's talk about whose role it is to invest in women. So whose role? So when we're talking about, today we are all celebrating the role of, investing in women so that we can accelerate progress, inclusion of women such that they feel empowered, such that they have a space to shine. Great. Whose role is it? Whose role is it to invest in these women, to empower women? Whilst we feel like the role rests on men in our lives, or men in the workplace, or the men around us, or that it rests on the women around us, which is great, absolutely true. Investing in women rests, or is a responsibility on both men and women. But then it is also your personal responsibility as a woman to invest in yourself as a woman. The decision to invest in yourself, or imagine taking somebody, a girl, and taking her, somebody you ask her, okay, what are you interested in? She's like, I want to learn fashion designing. And you're like, okay, I'll take you to a school of fashion design, go and learn fashion design. And you take the girl there, and she's learning fashion designs, and she comes out of it. But you can tell fully well that this girl is not really, she learns quite all right, but she's not fully empowered. You can tell that she's not really expressing her potentials as a fashion designer, not because she didn't learn, but because inside her, she has not made the decision to be empowered by that training that she has gotten. It really rests on you and I. The decision to become a tech person was solely my decision. It was something I desired. Now, I had the opportunity to use technology a lot of the time growing up, and that decision stemmed out of a desire. So you have to desire to be empowered. You have to desire to want to be invested in. It is very important. And then we now talk about the role of the men in our lives, the fathers, the brothers, the husbands, the sons, your role as a man, in investing in a woman, your role as a male boss, your role as a male colleague, to make sure that a woman is, seen in the workplace. She's actually seen for the value that she's really giving in the workplace. She has to be seen for the talent that she has, not because she's a woman, not because she has all these features, but because she has real talent and she's giving, and she has value to, give in the organization. Again, in the home, you need to empower your wife, empower your daughters, empower your sisters, to express, the value that they have, not because they are the weaker vessel. That's not the reason why you're empowering a woman. You're not empowering a woman because she's weak. You're empowering a woman because she has a lot that she needs to give. And for her to do that, you need to create, a safe environment for her to do that. You need to create a comfortable space for her to do that. Most of the time, a lot of these women that have a lot of potentials inside them to give, they don't have an enabling environment. They don't have, a safe space to do the work that they want to do. That is why it is important, as a man, in the home, at the workplace, wherever, to make a woman feel safe to express her talent, feel safe to give value. Very important. And then the role of women. A lot of the time, like I said, concerning myself, my role as a product manager, where women like you can also be stumbling block in the way of other women. I think that that alone is not gender specific. Anybody can be a stumbling block. Yeah, like I said, previously I said that both, I've experienced men, trying to beat me, and I've experienced women also trying to beat my shine. So it can happen both ways. But all I'm saying is that as women, we have a role to play in investing in young girls and then in women like us. That is, one of the reasons why, in 2014, I worked with an organization where we trained young girls, with digital skills, especially coding. We trained young girls to code. And, that was just one way to build. That was just an opportunity to build people, really. And I think, it had some impact at the time, for the short time that it lasted. At the same time, there are many ways that we can invest in women. You can see a young girl child and you see a young girl child who is not, given the opportunity to, get an education or to learn a skill or something. And it is your sole responsibility as a woman who understands her role to make that girl child, to speak up for that girl child, or to do something that, pushes the girl child towards reaching her full potential. There are a lot of ways you can do that. You can also empower the woman, living close to you, that, if she had some level of, support, she will change the economic situation of her family. So the role, as women is even vast. It's more vast than we think. As women, because we understand the barriers that we face. As women in the workplace, in the home, we understand the challenges that another woman is going through. You see a woman whom you feel like, or she's suffering from, domestic violence, abuse and all of that, and you have a duty to see that you help her to come out of that challenge that she's in. It is your role. That is you investing in her. You're saving her life. Investing in a woman, apart from it meaning that you're empowering a woman, simply means that you're also saving a woman. You're changing the situation, the economic potential of that woman. That is, there are so many ways as women we can invest in other women and young girls. Investing in young girls today is us investing in women tomorrow. So the role, to invest in women rests on us as women, and then it rests on the men in our lives, the men in the workplace, the men around us. At the same time, we want it rests on us as women, as sisters, as brothers, as friends, as bosses. Yeah. So last year, digital was the theme for IWD 2023. And like I said, I had the opportunity to speak on the subject, and we talked about how we can use technologies to empower women. Last but not the least, as we come to the conclusion of this particular event, I want to talk about the role and the importance of digital literacy for women. Thankfully, I now have an opportunity, I now have a platform to not only empower individuals, organizations. I have, a platform to also empower women. And this is something I would look into, to see that we run programs for women that are focused on women, to see that we get them to, the level of digital, of skill competencies in digital technologies, such that they are able to harness its potential in area of business, in the area of employability, and all of that. So guys, let me quickly talk about this subject of digital literacy. So we know that digital literacy simply is the ability to understand and use digital technologies. Yes, that's the simplest I can put it. Your ability to use and understand, digital technologies, or your ability to understand and utilize information that you access from digital devices. We live in an information era, agreed, right? We live in I'm talking as an information professional. There's a lot of information that exists that remains untapped. They used to say that if you want to hide information from a certain race, hide it in a book. I did not say that, but that really does not apply anymore, because you don't need to hide anything in the book. Everything is available on the internet, right? It's now digitalized. We have digital formats of information, in the internet, in your computers, in your, PCs, in your smartphones, and all of that. And all you need to do is access it. So the point where you are able to access that information, and not just to access that information, to use that information, is where digital literacy comes into play, right? Basically, digital literacy skills or digital skills would enable or facilitate, access to the right information, will facilitate the right use of, information and technologies. So in summation of what I've just said, digital skills can help to improve improve women, in business, in the workplace. It can make a woman more employable. It can make her to thrive, in a business, or even grow more in a business. It can also make her to have the right information for, family life and all of that. Guys, I'm sure a lot of us have heard about the digital divide. And this digital divide is the reason why there was, digital last year, where, people really had to address that white elephant in the room, the issue of women's access to technology, women's access to, or women's, the inequality that exists regarding the use of digital media. Let me show you a little bit. So I read something a few days ago where they said that in a certain country, I think I've forgotten the name of the country. They said in a certain country, I think in Asia, 50% of women they are less likely to be able to access, not to access, but to be able to access digital media than men. That's a big disparity. That's the big disparity. I beg your pardon. That's a big, inequality. Imagine the fact that somebody cannot access or use use a technology or use digital media or access information that is relevant to their health, to their well-being, to their business, and to their work. The factors of inequality really, exist in, create the gender gap, where women have limited access to digital media. You think that does not still exist? It still exists even in this Nigeria that we are in. We've had a lot of time where some women say, they are restricted from use of social media by their spouse. We've had a lot of the time that some women have restricted access to digital devices, even from their spouse, or even from parents or siblings. We've also seen where women are not able to demonstrate. Some women, some women are not able to demonstrate knowledge or skill in the use of digital devices as relating to employability. That is why digital literacy has its role that it plays in empowering the woman, investing the woman. If a woman, understands, or if we, not necessarily a woman, if we understand the role and importance of digital literacy to business, to you being employable, to you being able to manage your home, there's a lot that you can do with technology in your home that makes life, much more simpler to you. Most of the time, you hear some people say, "Oh, when I don't worry, and when my son comes, he'll do it for me. When my daughter comes, she'll do it for me." That's because they cannot on their own, access information on the internet. They cannot on their own search for a media in their phone. It's that deep. And yes, it still exists. There's still a lot of women we're talking in the context of women, right? There's still a lot of women that not fully harness the potential or the power of mobile phones. They cannot fully utilize a mobile phone to create value for themselves. So the importance of digital literacy for women cannot be emphasized. With digital literacy, we can change the position of a woman such that she's able to drive economic growth for herself and for her family. You understand? With digital literacy, a woman can foster development, for herself and for the people around her. Thank God for a lot of for how well women have been able to participate in the development of the technologies. We see a lot of women product developers, women programmers, women product managers, women that are using technology to create change in the world that they live, and they are championing advancement, and they are transforming the space that they are in with the use of technology. That is to tell you that the efforts of people who started championing the cause of women to begin to utilize digital technologies have yielded a great value, but a lot of work needs to be done. We need to encourage our young girls to understand the power of digital technologies or innovative technologies, and then not only talking about use of technologies. What about we talk about investing in the women using digital literacy? Can also mean that a woman or a young girl is safer in the digital space. It also means that a woman is not only safe in the digital space, she understands her rights as a digital citizen. She understands the importance of digital footprint. That means that she's not putting what does not necessarily need to be out there because of you're creating a footprint that might in the future hurt your identity or something. You are protecting a woman by investing in by giving her digital skills such that she's able to stay safe in the internet, safe from cyber attacks, safe from being bullied, safe from there's this one revenge thing where people use their nudes to get back at them. And recently I found that there's a website that when when you feel like your nude is out there, you need to take it out. There's a page that you need to go to and upload some certain information, and that image, wherever it is in the internet, will be brought down. That is you empowering the woman to know that there's a lot that she can do to secure or safeguard herself, so that she's not constantly being bullied or threatened in the digital space. You cannot overemphasize the importance of digital literacy in empowering the girl child and the woman today, because with digital skills a woman can thrive in business. With digital skills a woman can become more employable. Thankful for beautiful, amazing work that women have been doing in ensuring that more and more women, men and women, but mostly women, are more empowered today. Talking about what's her name, Equitos Adansuka. She's doing a fantastic job empowering women. She empowers men and women, with the skills that she sells. But at the same time, a lot more women have benefited from that skill. You don't know how she has changed, these women, to be more employable by giving them digital skills that they need, to get better offers, better salaries, better opportunities. And these women, their lives have been changed, their economics have changed for the better. Digital literacy is one of the ways we can build the empowered women. With digital literacy, what we're simply doing, when we're training women, with digital skills, is that we are investing in economic growth and social impact, at the community level, in the country and in the continent on its own. Building the empowered woman, can be achieved through the investing in digital literacy, skills, digital skills for the woman. That brings me to the end of this talk that I've had. I can't imagine talking on my own for this long, but I loved it. I love to share, and I love to speak from a place of understanding. I love to talk because I have some experience that has helped me to understand what other people are going through, and because I've been able to pull through, I can share ways that other people can do so too. So thank you very much. If you ever watch this video, I appreciate people that have encouraged me over the time as a woman. I want to specifically say that I had a father that was very particular about the education of the girl child. My daddy did not take it lightly. He ensured that we got the best of education, and he always wanted us to know that that is all we needed, to grow. So he used to say that once you raise the girl, once you are able to get an education, which is your meal ticket, he said, there's not a lot that you would suffer as a married woman, as a mother, as a wife, as a colleague in the workplace, when you are empowered. In other words, when you are empowered, because you have the right tools that you need to thrive in whatever space you find yourself. And then I want to thank those that have been supportive of my growth, talking about my mother and my sisters, my brothers. These people who have in one way or the other inspired me to try my possible best to become the best version of myself. And a lot of the time, I've been told many times that, you have a lot of innovative ideas, but you've not been able to, do a lot with it. And launching DigiLit Hub is an opportunity for me to really make an impact in the world today and in the life of other women like myself, like I've done in the past. One of my strong points is, taking trainings, building courses, building trainings, and then helping people to develop some sets of competencies so that they are able to perform, different tasks and, excel at, becoming more productive. I'm hoping that with this, skill, I'll be able to help, make other women like myself and men to be empowered. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. Please follow me on Instagram at DigiLit Hub. That's my small space on Instagram. Basically, what I do there is I'll be sharing a lot of the links, for my trainings. I'll be sharing access to my course. I'll be doing some free courses too. I'll be sharing infos on workshops and partnerships. And I'm also seeking partnerships to be able to grow my dreams, grow my vision for this program that I'm running. And I hope to see everyone, else, who's with me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.